So let's take a tour of the group space really quickly. And how you access the group space is from the People tab. So I'm going to go in here to People. And this is where I see all my people. That's everyone. You can see that I already have a couple groups in here. Remember that for groups, you can have as many different group sets as you want. So for this example, I am going to create a new group set called group projects. Now, really important, I'm going to give you a couple of tips about self-sign-up and group structure. Okay, self-sign-up will work if you enable the People tab. So you have to have the People tab enabled in order for students to be able to sign themselves up for groups. In that case, what you would do as the instructor is create names of the different groups inside of your group set name. Just remember that if you allow them to sign up, they can also move themselves. So hot tip on that, hide the People tab once the students have signed themselves up for groups, and then they can't switch. In this case, though, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Canvas create the groups. So I'm going to say, hey, Canvas, take my students and break them up into 4 groups inside of my groups project group set. And you can do the leadership if you want. You can have it automatically assign a group leader, or you can do that later. I do think it's a good idea to have a leader, and I'm going to show you why. So I'm going to let Canvas automatically assign a group leader and then set a random student. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save. This is my favorite part. Canvas will assign the students for me. Now, as the teacher, I have full control over all of this stuff in here. So if I take a look in here and I see that I don't like the way the students ended up, and I really think that Whitney should be up here, and I can replace her with Heather. That's all drag and drop. What I'm seeing right here is this is the person who Canvas assigned the leadership role to. You can remove that person as leader and then make someone else the leader if you want. Now, the leader doesn't get any special abilities, but I like telling the person who the leader is simply for a couple of reasons. It's their job to keep the group on track. And then I also tell the person who's the leader that they're the one who's going to submit the group project, because only one person submits out of the group. Now, we can change the names of these groups, right? So we're just going to keep them, right? Group project 1, 2, and 3, 4 right now. All right, now let's take a look then at the group set, what the students get as their tools. So you as the teacher can always come back here and visit their group homepage. So here are all of the tools that the students get inside of this space. Students can post announcements to one another. You can also post them as the teacher. So remember, we're thinking of this as a little mini course. It's their own place to work and collaborate. And I get to see all of that too as the instructor. So they can post announcements. They do have the ability to create pages. Maybe they are designing a page for ideation. They are going to be collaborative in here. And of course, you as the instructor can see all of that. They are able to see the other people who are in their group. And then they can create their own discussions. If you do assign a group discussion to the groups, it will also show up in this spot. So they have the ability to do both. They can make new discussions. Only is going to be visible to their group and you as the instructor. They do get a file space. What will come into here is submissions. So when they do get to the end and they're submitting pieces, or not just the end, but anything that they're submitting as a group, will come into here, this space, as submissions. But they do have a place to share files. They also do have access to the conferencing tool. So this will use Big Blue Button. It's a way for them to be able to meet virtually if they need to meet outside of class. You will be able to see that conferences were held. If they do record them and you're using the free version of Big Blue Button, you'll be able to see them for 2 weeks. If they, after that, if you're using the free version, they will no longer be there. If you're using the pro version, then all the conferences will persist. And then they will also have the ability to create collaborations from here, depending on what tool you have. I use the Google LTI integration, but if it's the Office 365, then it would use that. So they can start a collaborative document right from in here inside of Canvas. It'll also display then all the collaborations that they've created. Just an easier way for them to get to the things and to be able to share, because they'll see the other people who are in that group and who they can collaborate with.